I was born in North Hollywood, and at 4, my parents decided they wanted to move out of the area, and they chose Placentia. So we came here in the early 60s in a new tract home, surrounded still by orange groves. And so my first experience in Orange County here was running around and getting into orange fights with my neighbors and friends and watching the whole area develop. And that's where I also, first was introduced to the campus as a kid, riding around on my bike and terrorizing students. We'd ride around and throw our bikes down, run into the library, run up and down the escalators. Nobody ever batted an eye or said anything, and it was sort of our giant playground. Not only did we sort of goof around here on campus, my mom actually worked in admissions. We moved out to Norco, but for some reason I always knew, that I wanted to come back to Cal State Fullerton. I didn't apply to any other college. I just targeted Cal State Fullerton as sort of where I wanted to come home to since I grew up in the area. And after bouncing around, I landed in the College of Business and Economics. I actually spent 7 years getting my undergraduate degree, so I got that benefit of enjoying myself here on campus. Because of that finance degree, I was introduced to a new field of real estate. And that sort of opened some doors, which eventually led to my opportunity to work for a home builder. And once working with a home builder, I basically was exposed to all facets of development, construction, and home sales. And that's where I realized that that's where I wanted to spend my time.
What's great about Scott is that he's always the silent person behind that things are getting done. And whether it's the Dean's Advisory Board where he serves and he fully participates, or the Executive and Resident Mentoring Program, or the Center for Real Estate, those are 3 areas he's been tremendously helpful. He's always willing to put his hand up and saying, how can I help you? How can I support you?
I first started with the Executive Council, and then I was asked to be the chair of the Executive Council 1 year, and then from there asked if I would be interested in joining the Dean's Advisory Board, and then the Board of Governors.
I first met Scott when he joined the Finance and Investment Committee. I thought right away he was a good addition. His knowledge in real estate is very applicable to Finance and Investment Committee work. And I just thought also he's a very collaborative person and good team player.
Our students are clearly what he sees as a future generation, and he wants to make sure they're successful, and especially those students who are passionate about the real estate industry in Southern California.
These students here get real direct assistance and guidance from professionals. That's the EIR program, and the goal there is to grow it and see if we can get 4 or 5 times as many students involved with maybe 2 times as many mentors.
Scott has had to oversee the investment of several millions of dollars of inflow into the Philanthropic Foundation portfolio as a result of the Mackenzie Scott gift. And, that took up the size of our Philanthropic Foundation by probably 30 or 40% alone. And so it was a large transaction that had to be handled appropriately, and Scott was fantastic in terms of marshaling all the community members and the resources to get those funds invested in a way that we could be proud fiduciaries of that money.
I really believe his time and his experience here as a student really helped him become the person he is and the success he's enjoyed. And I know that drives his passion to see how he can support and give back to the Titan community.
Cal State Fullerton, it's part of the landscape and the cultural web of Fullerton. I just think the campus and the university has so much potential here, and it's going to do nothing but continue to be a force for education in Orange County, if not Southern California. So I think everybody should give a little bit of something back to the campus, especially if you got your degree here.